and then we'll talk about some of those challenges and barriers that we might face and ways
Okay.
to get better and motivate. So, yeah, I'll share kind of first when I think of dreams. My personal definition is really hard to define. I was trying to find, like, how do I say what I think it means, without it just being like, well, a dream is a goal because it seems like it's not adequate, to think about it in that way. Because we talk about goals, but then we talk about dreams. So, like, my definition of a dream is that it's more aspirational, and lofty and kind of like a fantasy. So it doesn't really match up with, to some extent, what you can imagine reality looks like. So dreaming for me is this m more fantastical, if that's a word, goal, where it's fantasy in nature, like, it's like, this doesn't exist yet, right? That in at least in my life, the way that I can see it and with my real eyes, and it's beyond your current limitations. So, like, if I what I can do now, it's beyond that. So, like, my personal definition is that it's this aspirational goal, like, I'm not there yet, but I aspire to do this thing. So like I say, it's kinda hard to define, but that's how I would define it with
I mean,
when
ditto.
we get to the dictionary.
Yeah, don't even come to me. That's the same thing I had.
Copy my definition now.
Same thing. Copy paste.
Just copy mine. Dang, how you gonna do that? Dante, what does it mean to you? So your personal definition of the word dream.
I was thinking about the and, when we say dreams, we always think in fantasy, but for me, I think it's a little more practical. I think it's just envision your future, at its best. Just literally just simple to keep it simple, it's just at its best. Because we know the future is coming, Charlene. We can't do anything about that. As long as we're here, the future is coming. But what do you really want your future to look like? And I just think at its best. I want myself, I want my environment, I want my capabilities, my impact at its best. And that's what I think when I say, dare to dream, dare to live, do, and be at your best.
That's good.
Okay. Well, the dictionary. So it
Please.
has 2 definitions, right? So there's the noun dream and there's the verb. So I'm gonna read the
I
noun.
love that.
The noun of the word dream is a cherished aspiration, ambition, or ideal. So a cherished aspiration, ambition, or ideal. Now the verb, so the act of dreaming, right, is
Mhm.
to indulge in daydreams or fantasies about something greatly desired. So it's a little mix of both, I think, of
I
what
like
I
that.
was saying, before I looked it up. I didn't copy the dictionary. It's a noun and a verb. So you have this ambition, but then it's an indulging. I was kinda surprised by that word, to indulge in, right? This daydream or this fantasy about something that you greatly desire, because to me, that sounds really pleasant. Like, as they say, like indulgence is something like you're bringing pleasure to yourself. It's usually a treat. It's usually something that you don't always get. But it is an action, right? So you have to, on purpose, be intentional about doing this thing. And so, um, all of what we're saying, right, can make up what it means to dream and more, right? So everyone has to have their own, kind of definition that they hold on to that allows them the ability to actually do that work of
Agreed.
dreaming.